is the 65th anniversary of that historical animated film, Cinderella. This is a special Cinderella figurine. You have your choice of the leading lady or her Prince Charming. Either one, either $40 for Prince Charming, $55 for Cinderella. The only items in the show that are on Easy Pay, 2 easy payments from $20 to $27.50. You will pay $10 or more elsewhere for the Cinderella. I love everything about this, the regalness and just that gorgeous coat and the coloring used for Prince Charming. And he's got just that, I don't know, that look on his face that you could tell this is why she fell in love with him. Just an upstanding, wonderful gentleman.
Well, you know, the thing about this movie that these characters come from. Now, this was back in 1950 that the movie came out, 65 years ago, and the characters, the movie and everything is just as fresh and exciting and relevant today as it was 65 years ago.
Fortunately, they've been playing it lately over the holidays on TV, and I sat my boys down. I said, "Here, you got to watch this." And I was a little worried because I was thinking, "Oh, the graphics are outdated." And no, between the lovable mice and the forest critters that are an integral part of the story, to just watching, you know, Cinderella herself and the mean sisters. I mean, you're right. The whole moral of the story and what happens is as relevant then as it is today.
Well, see, I think that was a real turning point in Disney's application of the animation for telling these stories, because it's a serious story, and they tell it in a way where there's humor and there's, you know, and there's this love and this passion and this intrigue and this, you know, undercurrents and all that kind of stuff. So it's a grand story, but the artwork in Cinderella, I think, was a real turning point for artwork as animation. You can look at the artwork and forget about the story for a little while you're watching it, and you say, wow, that's real, that's high art, you know? It's not just a bunch of cells that they overlap, it's the real thing, you know? And the artist's application of that was spectacular. And I've tried to, you know, do justice to that, to the masterful artist that Disney has.
She's stunning. She's getting very limited, but look at that. There's the clock, and there is that romantic fairy tale kiss that's just about to happen as that clock's ready to strike midnight. You know, that is the very first on-screen kiss I ever saw as a little girl, and why I've always loved Cinderella, even over Snow White, over Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella was it for me, and that gown and that dress and the slipper. And I have to say, Jim, the color that you used here for her gown is so spot on. It's just the perfect blue. You got it so right with this.
Well, I like it too, and I like the fact that there's a lot of dynamics in this. I mean, it's sort of a snapshot in time where there's movement, and there's, so, you know, as far as the sculptural part of it, I think.
Oh, you can see her almost dancing.
But,
come on. She's dancing there at the ball, and you know, she's for the first time in a long time enjoying life and forgetting about that wretched situation she has with her stepsisters and her stepmother, and she gets to be her and just for a moment live for herself in that moment. And I think that captures that just with the movement.
And look how nicely the scene, you know, fades in and out of the dress. You know, the idea of putting a scene on something like this is to make it where you look at the entire piece and it goes together as a coordinated piece. You're not saying, okay, I'm going to focus on the scene, I'm going to focus on the character, I'm going to focus on something like that. You want to see the whole thing, see? As you can tell, you know, your eye travels around the entire thing, so the scene becomes part of the piece, instead of being separate from the piece, you know?
Absolutely.
And so that, I think I accomplished what I set out to as far as that's concerned. But, and then of course the scene is, well, like you say, the kiss. I mean, it's something that is, you know, part of your memory, you personally, Stacey, and it's something that's, that you'll never forget.
Yeah, and for the longest time as a little girl, I believe there was that true love out there, and I would find him one day and we would live happily ever after. And it's a great little dream for a young girl to have. I know you're loving Cinderella. More than 200 have been sold. With the Easy Pay, I urge you get both. I think together it's the perfect pairing, and Prince Charming, just again, what beautiful detail you did in his design, Jim.
Well, the idea is to have the pieces that are standalone worthy.
Mm-hmm.
So either one of them, depend on what your interests are. Could be a piece all by themselves, but they're actually made, really to
Mm-hmm.
show together like that, because it goes together so well. And the idea was to make something that, while there's high contrast between the two pieces, they still fit together, and they form this this pleasant combination visually, first, and then of course proportionally they tell the story together.
Beautiful.
And of course the patterning and so forth on his jacket is suggestive of the pattern that is on her dress. And of course his is a tone on tone, which I like and I think is very effective in something like that. It almost gives that sort of a brocade, flavor, tapestry kind of flavor.
Let's turn that around, because you know what? Until you pointed that out, it didn't dawn on me. But you're right. The shape of the flower on his jacket matches the shape on her dress.
Yeah, and it sort of ties it together visually.
Yeah.
It makes it where they actually coordinate in more ways than just simply the subject. So that's always one of the challenges when you're working on multiple pieces, or you're working on pieces that have elements within them. You're always concentrating on how one is affecting the other, how the counterpoint is, and so forth. As an artist, it's sort of an intuitive thing.
Okay.
I know myself what I like as far as balance is concerned, and so I put it together like that. And it's not a matter of knowing it, theoretically or mathematically or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of what feels right. And so that's my approach to it. And at the end of the day, of course, there's a lot of people that that agree with my assessment.
Well, brand new. Remember, it's for the 65th anniversary. Get these while you can. Use the Easy Pay to get them home. Get both so you can have the full collection. Let's quick go to the phones, because one of your fans, Claudette, is hanging out in Virginia. She called in, and Claudette, a little bird told me that you picked up Cinderella and Prince Charming.
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Is this the first piece from Jim Shore you own, or do you collect?
Oh, no, I have several angels, Christmas ornaments, just all kinds of things.
Well, see, that's one of the gratifying things about talking to collectors or enthusiasts like you, Claudette, because I'm always happy when people select a wide range of subjects. They're not just stuck on one subject. That sort of adds, it makes me feel good about doing this wide range of things, because there's so many different subjects that appeal to different people, and it's I don't know, heartwarming to talk to somebody who has as wide ranging interest as I do.
Oh. Well, Claudette, I think you're going to be blown away by these pieces, and it's just exciting that you'll get them home. I would love to talk more to you. I'm sure you were a big fan of the movie, but unfortunately our hour is ending, but I wanted to give you a chance to say hi to Jim.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Claudette.
Thank you, and you have a fabulous day, Claudette.
You too.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, I wanted to talk to her some more. Okay, but I have to just point out, there is your set. You have your choice of either one. 2 easy payments, $20 for Prince Charming, $27.50 for Cinderella. New for you today, item H205563. And anytime that Jim's here, it makes the hour go by